Deep in Evergreen Forest stood an ancient oak tree with a mysterious secret. Inside its hollow trunk was a tiny library, run by Walter the Wise Owl. For centuries, he had collected stories written on leaves, bark scrolls, and flower petals, sharing them with any animal brave enough to venture inside. One rainy morning, a small mouse named Pip scurried into the library, seeking shelter from the storm. His eyes widened at the sight of countless stories stored in tiny nooks and crannies. "Welcome," hooted Walter softly. "Would you like to hear a story?" Pip nodded eagerly, but then looked down sadly. "I'd love to, but I never learned to read." Walter's eyes twinkled kindly. "Then, today is the perfect day to start learning." Every afternoon after that, Pip visited the library tree. Walter taught him letters using twigs and berries, and soon Pip could read simple stories. He discovered tales about brave squirrels, adventurous rabbits, and clever foxes. But Pip noticed something troubling. Fewer and fewer animals were visiting the library. "Why doesn't anyone come anymore?" he asked Walter one day. "Many forest animals have forgotten about the magic of stories," Walter sighed. "They're too busy with their daily tasks." Pip thought hard. What if we bring the stories to them? And so began the Storytime Adventures. Pip would memorize his favorite tales and share them during evening gatherings. He acted out exciting parts, used different voices for characters, and soon animals began looking forward to his performances. One day, Pip had a brilliant idea. He invited young animals to the library tree. Ruby Rabbit learned to write poems. Freddie Fox became fascinated with mystery stories. Sally Squirrel discovered books about ancient acorn recipes. Tommy Toad fell in love with adventure tales. The library tree came alive with excited whispers and giggles. Walter watched happily as new generations discovered the joy of reading. But their happiness was threatened when Grumpy Bear announced he needed to expand his honey storage and wanted to cut down the old oak tree. "Please don't," Pip squeaked bravely. "This tree is special." To convince Grumpy Bear, the animals organized a magical story night. They decorated the tree with fireflies and performed their favorite tales. Pip told the story of how the library began, while young animals demonstrated what they had learned. Even Grumpy Bear couldn't help being moved by the performances. "I had no idea this tree held such treasures," he admitted. "Perhaps I can store my honey somewhere else." To celebrate, Walter started a new tradition, the monthly Story Festival. Animals would gather to share tales, write new stories, and celebrate the magic of reading. The library tree became more than just a place for books. It became the heart of the forest community. Years later, Pip became Walter's assistant librarian, helping new generations of animals discover the power of stories. The library tree flourished, its branches reaching higher and its roots growing deeper, protecting countless tales within its ancient trunk.